She spent 33 years as monarch of the Netherlands, and apparently Queen Beatrix was ready to retire. The 75-year-old handing over power to her oldest son today in a regal constitutional ceremony in Amsterdam. You see the signature there. Willem-Alexander becomes the first Dutch king in more than 120 years. CNN royal correspondent Max Foster joins us now from Amsterdam, where you've been covering all the pomp and the ceremony as well, and all in an orange tie, Max.
Indeed, but there's a lot more orange, I have to say, in the city behind me. Everyone really dressed up, partying the night away, the day away rather, and it will be the night before long, and it'll be a big party all night. You know, the Queen was a very, very popular Queen, and her two predecessors were Queens as well, all very popular, but also this new King popular, so it's all about celebration today. It was a spectacular series of events. You mentioned the signature that started it all. It was a very simple act, but it turned the Queen into a princess and her son into a king. We then saw them appear on the balcony to huge cheers to the nation as they saw their first king in so many generations for the very first time. Then that investiture where he made an oath to his people, and lawmakers, a special joint session of Parliament, effectively, that was, to give it the formality it needed, Michael, and then they pledged their allegiance to their new king. So the process has been gone through, and it's an example, perhaps, to other monarchies around the world where perhaps you can abdicate. It is acceptable to hand over to the younger generation.
It is, yeah, indeed. There would be other monarchies looking at that. What do we know about King Willem-Alexander? He used to be quite the lad in his day, and still a very youthful chap.
Yeah, and he's a sportsman, very much into sport, very involved in the Olympics over the years. Also has other interests. He's very interested in water issues, for example. So that's going to be one of his issues going forward. He's more informal. He doesn't necessarily want to be called Your Majesty. He doesn't think all of those formalities are really necessary. Although he did play into it all today, did respect all of the traditions of the royal house here. But going ahead, he wants to make it more and more informal. I have to say, his new queen, Maxima from Argentina, really wowed the crowds here. She looked fantastic today with a dress that matched her tiara, a very, very popular figure as well. And they've really taken her as their own. None of her family were here. There is some controversy in her family. They weren't invited. She really wanted this occasion to be about her husband and the Dutch people, it seemed.